Will Byers having powers has been one of the biggest discussion topics over the past 2.5 years ever since Stranger Things 4 ended, and rightfully so. I've seen so many compelling theories, and I've made a lot of theories myself surrounding Will Byers because of the lore surrounding the character. Outside of Eleven and Vecna, he arguably has the most interesting storyline. Before I dive deep into the possibilities of Will Byers having powers, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new, and consider joining my Discord down below where I chat with you guys about Stranger Things and other TV shows all the time. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. I want to start off in the first Shadow play. In this play, we got a major detail on how Henry Creel got his powers. It wasn't from Dr. Brenner or anything from the real world. When he was about 12 years old, which is how old Will was when he got transported to the Upside Down, Henry was transported to an alternate dimension called Dimension X, and he was in this dimension for about 12 hours. Keep in mind, this dimension is not the Upside Down. It's something totally different and disconnected to that world. When he was in this dimension, it was revealed that he got mind flayer particles in his bloodstream, and that's what ultimately gave him his supernatural powers. Now, keep that information in the back of your mind while I explain this. In Season 2, Will showed that he could feel what the mind flayer felt, almost like he was sharing its senses. He could see through its eyes and sense its plans, which is pretty much something only Eleven and Vecna can do. The psychic link could be the first hint of Will's own potential powers. Being stuck in the Upside Down for that long might have done more to Will's body than we realize. The toxic air and the mind flayer's influence might have altered him on a different level. Maybe those mind flayer particles are still in Will's system and are just waiting for the right moment to activate some dormant powers. Because think about it, Henry got his powers from having mind flayer particles in his body from an alternate dimension. And in Season 2, the mind flayer was literally in Will's body. So it is not far-fetched to say that those particles are still lingering in Will's system, in my opinion. Now, of course, I've talked about this theory before, but this time I have a little more detail that you're going to want to hear. If Will does have a connection with the mind flayer, as in a part of the mind flayer is still in him, and that's why he can sense where the mind flayer is and feel the sensation on his neck, then that could be hinting at the fact that he is harnessing similar powers to the mind flayer. This could be a game changer if Will learns to harness this link, because if he does have similar powers to the mind flayer, he might be able to figure out how to control the hive mind. In fact, if he could control the hive mind, he could control all those monsters and turn them against Vecna, and that's how the kids could destroy Vecna and defeat him once and for all. In Season 4, Vecna, who is all about the mind flayer and the Upside Down, seemed to have a special interest in Will, and it seems like he's been targeting Will this entire time since the very beginning, which might mean that he sees Will similar to himself, and that means Will could be a potential threat or a valuable asset with untapped powers. If Will does have powers, they could be pretty varied. For example, he might get visions of the future, or be able to manipulate memories, or even project his consciousness across multiple dimensions. Or maybe he could simply just develop telekinesis just like Eleven and Vecna did, where he can move things around without touching them or use it for defense. And like I said, my favorite new detail of this theory is he could also gain control over the hive mind. I can't believe I never thought of this. If Will gets the same powers that the mind flayer harnesses, or even similar powers, he might be able to control the entire Upside Down as far as the demodogs, the tunnels, etc, etc. And he could turn those creatures of the Upside Down against Vecna and use them to protect Hawkins. And with his intimate knowledge of the Upside Down, Will might have the power to open or close portals between worlds. So maybe my theory about Eleven having to sacrifice herself for the group won't have to happen if Will can harness these powers. And that's if these powers exist, of course. Now, the real question is, why haven't we seen these powers yet? Well, maybe they're dormant, waiting for some big emotional trigger or another direct confrontation from the Upside Down. We know Will has a lot of trauma, and that trauma could be suppressing these powers. And we did see rumors this summer that Lonnie's actor was on set, so maybe he confronts Lonnie, and that could relieve some emotional stress that Will has. Or perhaps the mind flayer's influence is holding back Will's abilities, keeping them under wraps until the right moment. Now, looking ahead to Season 5, if Will does have these powers, it could totally shake the fight up against Vecna. His abilities might be the key to defeating this big bad, but it also means that if Vecna finds out about Will's potential, he could try to manipulate or control Will, turning him into a weapon against his own friends. And we all know Will's journey has always been about his deep connection to the Upside Down, and that's what started this entire thing. And whatever happens, his story is set to take center stage of the final season of Stranger Things, which is the biggest Netflix show of all time. They could make him the hero with with newfound powers and save the day, or they could make him the tragic enemy who joined forces with Vecna. Obviously at this point you guys know that I think it's a very good possibility that Will Byers has powers, considering how many videos I've made talking about these powers. Because obviously it's the last season of one of the biggest shows of all time, clearly there's going to be a plot twist. And with the Duffers saying that Will is going to be the main character of season 5, why not make him have these powers? I feel like not only it would break the internet, but it would make the story that much more intriguing, and the story is already amazing. I really want to know your guys' thoughts about Will's powers, if he has them, and if he does have them, do you agree with me that he could control the hive mind, or do you think it'd be something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments with your theories and your thoughts on this theory. And of course, if you want to talk to me, make sure to join my Discord. I'm in there every single day. The link is in the description. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.